Welcome back to Masterpiece Tarot. I am Tala, and I'm here to get a message for the collective. I'm going to do a masculine feminine read. Earlier today, I did a really nice reading for a counterpart duo, and um, I'm not sure that that's the energy that's going to come through. I think that might have been specific to, just a few people in the collective. It might apply to more, but it was a pretty special and unique energy. So I do want to pull on counterparts. I'm not sure who's going to come out, but we'll just see. I'm curious to know what's going on between counterparts in the collective, whether they be soulmates, twin flames, even karmic soulmates. We'll just see what wants to come out. So thank you, Spirit, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, Spirit, I'm going to do the usual. Masculines on the left, feminines on the right. Let's just see, Spirit. What is it that you would like for us to know? What messages do you have for the collective today? All right, masculine. Masculine here on the left. All right, we've got somebody who's working away on something. They're being patient, they're being diligent, they're very hardworking. And now we have the Moon card. And the King of Wands. Okay. This is masculines. King of Wands can be a fire sign masculine. And let's go over here to the feminine side and see what wants to come out. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. Feminine may be feeling a bit exhausted at this point. We have a Four of Pentacles. This is about stability and security in the material world. It can also be about holding on a little too tightly and walking away. Okay, so this feminine is walking away. Somebody may be walking away from feminine. We'll just have to see. Here on the masculine side, I see that perhaps this individual has been working on building something, creating something. But there's a sense that something is not being seen or understood. Sometimes we are working on things, but we're not even aware that we're doing it. We have our jobs, and sometimes we can have an illusion that our job is what we're working on, when in reality, we do a lot of work that's not necessarily tied to the thing that pays us, right? Like we can be working in the spiritual realms, we can be working on developing ourselves, um, physically, emotionally, mentally. We can be working in our community. Sometimes we're volunteering. The point is that, something that's hidden is now coming to light. So it could be that this masculine's been working away on something, and he is now beginning to understand that there was maybe a higher purpose, something else going on that was sort of under the radar, if you will. And we see a King of Wands here. So this is, somebody who has mastered the fire energy. Fire is about spiritual. It's also about creativity. It can also be passionate energy. If you guys hear noises out there, it's my cat chasing a little mouse around, a little toy mouse. And then here on the feminine side, we have somebody who's looking a bit tired. There's a sense of trying to hold on to something. This pentacle. Sometimes this Four of Pentacles is about stinginess, greed. It can be fear. of loss, can be controlling. Fours in general, though, are about stability. So it could be a sense that somebody may be losing some stability, they're needing to walk away from something. Somebody could be walking away from this feminine. Um, there is a sense, though, that whatever feminine's going through over here is leaving a feeling of guardedness, like I'm still standing, but how much longer can I go on? Because pretty soon I'm going to have 10 wands, and that's going to be the most wands that there is, and it's going to have to be put down. So I always think, though, in this Eight of Cups, though, that there's a curiosity, in my mind at least, about what is this person walking towards. Clearly something here has left feminine feeling defensive, tired. But what's ahead? So maybe that's a question we can ask. Okay, so this might be resonating for you. Masculine, feminine, take what resonates. Gender is pretty much irrelevant here. It's just energy. Okay, we all embody both. And some of us are more dominant in one, some of us less so, okay? So let's go ahead and clarify it over on the masculine side here. Let's clarify this. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, we have a Chariot. Okay, so it's going to be about preparation. We have an Eight of Swords. This is somebody feeling trapped. Okay. And an Eight of Wands. You guys, we've got 888 again. I can't believe it. This came out 2 days ago in my read. 888. This is really a big deal. This is a major message from the universe here. Hey, kitty, come on, man. Come on. Yeah, eights are kind of like magical in a way. Eights are like the infinity symbol. What I'm getting here, though, is that somebody is preparing to, take what they've built and do something with it. Whether they're going to be traveling quickly, whether there's going to be messages coming quickly. The Chariot is Cancer energy, so it's a water sign, but it's also, this person is like preparing for battle. They're in their chariot. They're not moving just yet, but they are ready to go. And this Eight of Swords might explain why there's a sense of needing to go, why there's a sense of needing to go quickly, possibly towards a target, possibly towards some outcome, some desired outcome. Yeah, something has masculine feeling trapped, and there's a real sense of urgency, a need to move and move quickly. All right, tell us about the moon, Spirit. Can you tell us about the moon here? Why is the moon here? We have a King of Cups. We have the Hanged Man. So we've got 3 water sign energies right here. And a 5 of Swords. Okay, what I'm getting here is that this masculine, who could be represented by this King of Cups here, this masculine could very well be seeing some kind of conflict in a new way. There's something that is coming to light about some kind of adversity, some kind of infighting, some kind of competition, some kind of sword fight, right? There could be a lot of gossip, nasty words being said. And this King of Cups, who's, all about, we have the healing waters, we have compassion, kindness, love, emotions, right? We really have a sense that this masculine is understanding something about what's been going on. This might tell us why this masculine is feeling this need to start moving, right? To get going. My kitties have the zoomies. Alrighty. So that might help us understand why we just got those 3/8. It's almost like a divine intervention with all of those, with all those eights, I would say. All right, clarify this King of Wands, Spirit. Clarify our King of Wands here. What does this have to do with masculine? And we have a Knight of Cups. A Knight of Wands. This is about action. This is also about movement. You know, it's about action in each of the suits. So if it's cups that we're talking about taking action in love. If it's wands or fire, we're talking about action in creating something. The knights are, they have moved on from pages who are students. They're just studying things. Knights are like taking their first action in the world with this energy, as these independent beings. And we have the Hermit. Yeah. I'm seeing over here a masculine who is understanding something in a new way. Something has been coming to the surface. It could be that something has been, bubbling in his unconscious mind. Maybe there have been some, dreams, some kind of intuition or a feeling about something. But now with these swords, we've got the 8 of Swords, we've got a 5 of Swords. There's a sense that, the truth is starting to come to the surface here. And what's being understood on the masculine side, I think, is that there's something, I don't know if I would use the word toxic, but when we have a 5 of Swords and an 8 of Swords here, and these are the only swords energy that we have on this side, that tells me that there's something about what's being communicated, what has been said, notions, beliefs about something that are misaligned with this masculine. They're hurtful. They may be hurtful to the masculine, who could be feeling all up in their head about what they're hearing. There could be a sense of adversity, not getting along. And if we're talking about a King of Cups masculine, this is somebody who is all about the emotions. This can be really hard. This level of conflict and adversity can be very challenging for a King of Cups who is empathic, who is really tuned into the feelings, more so than other energies. And because of that, because this masculine over here is really feeling this urge to somehow move on from whatever this energy is that's challenging to them. Because of that, we see that now there is some action that's happening. Okay, so again, we're just talking about how, a Knight of Cups might make a love offering. He might openly he might decide he wants to talk about his emotions, talk about his feelings, talk about how something is making him feel. Whereas the Knight of Wands, might be inspired to do something. They might look to channel this energy into some activity. It could be a creative pursuit. It could just be something passionate, a new idea, making plans to travel, something to change up the energy, to get some fresh uh, uh, incoming energy to help spark creativity and new. And then with the last card here being the Hermit, it's like it's not clear if this masculine has actually started taking action on it. But all of this stuff with this little light here in the lantern is being seen. This light represents a reflection of the divine. It's like a star. And so it's like inner knowing and inner truth of some kind. Things are coming to light. The masculine that I'm reading for, this could be you or someone in your energy, but this masculine that we're reading for is somebody that's on a spiritual journey, and they're at the point now where they are having a new understanding about the bigger picture, and how to work with the energy, how they might choose to work with this energy. All right. And let's go over now and look at feminine here. I still can't get over the 888. This happened a couple days ago. If you look back in the readings, it's really interesting. That might be a message. I want to look that one up. But that one is about wealth and prosperity and abundance. It's about something lasting forever. Infinity, infinity, infinity. Infinity cubed. All right, what's up with feminine? Who's feminine? What's happening over here? How does this feminine relate to the masculine? What type of counterpart is this? What's the dynamic here? Help us to see this more clearly. Nine of Wands is clarified by, guess what? A Nine of Wands. Okay, well, somebody's definitely feeling it. This might be resonating for you. This might be some energy that you recognize. And we have a Knight of Swords. So we have two of the knights here and one of them here. Okay. So the knights are coming out in quick succession here. Let's keep going. And we have a Five of Cups. Yeah, somebody's feeling a loss. The Knight of Swords is an incoming message, and there's a loss. And this is creating this feeling of being exhausted, tired. You know, this person is very strong. I mean, look at what they're able to do. They're able to keep these wands upright. They're holding on to the wand. They're standing there. But like if you look closely at the face there, this person is feeling very defensive, beat up. And as we can see here, this person is looking down at 3 cups that have spilt over. They're not even seeing the 2 standing behind. Right? So I think we can get a sense that this feminine is going through a loss of some kind, a turbulent time, something heavy, something emotionally heavy with the cups. Tell us about the Four of Pentacles, this card of stability, this card of holding on, this card of greed sometimes. We can look at it that way. What more can you tell us here? Well, we've got a Three of Swords. So there's a sense of betrayal. So this feminine may have been betrayed. They may have betrayed our masculine here. This could very well relate to the Five of Swords. Okay. Whatever adversity or gossip or whatever is going on, there could have been a sense that, you know, this really hurt this masculine. With the Eight of Swords, feeling trapped, constricted, blindfolded. What else with this Three of Swords here on feminine side? Strength. Okay. And a Fool. Well, I'm seeing that feminine is going to be strong as she or they step into a new beginning here. There is a need to be strong after betrayal. This holding on energy, you know, there could be a loss of stability. There could be a sense of wanting to hold on to stability, a sense that, you know, losing, this is about losing love, but sometimes, you know, love is also tied in with stability, because especially if you're working together in a partnership, a business, if you're living together, you know, any kind of contractual thing like that, there can be a loss of a connection and a loss of stability together. Very common, actually. But I do see that there's a strength here, even as the feminine is looking at this pain. She or they are taming the beast. I sometimes see this as the lower brain, the animal part of the brain. So our sex drive, our food, our ego, even, because when we transcend ego, we go up a level to like a more collectively connected energy or frequency. And so it's like she's taming this part of herself that might, you know, that might act act out of a place of hurt, use the words, okay, as a, you know, bringing a message of, you know, sometimes when people are hurt they get angry, for example, very common in the human condition. But with the Strength card, there's a sense that she's taming the beast, right? And not only that, she's understanding that, you know, if there is an ending, which clearly we see one here with this card that we're going to read in a sec, there's a walking away. There's always a new beginning. That's always the next thing that happens, unless you choose to stay stuck in an ending. But who wants to do that? Nobody wants to do that. So I do see that this feminine here is very strong. We have not one but two Nine of Wands. This is a card of strength, and so is the Strength card. So we have a very strong feminine here who's going through some type of an ending, a loss. But they seem, not only are they strong, but they're courageous, because they're looking at this. They're looking right at it, and they're understanding. They're taming this beast. The beast is not another. The beast is the self. All right, let's finally look here at the Eight of Cups. Gosh, you guys, we have all these eights. We have all of the eights, as a matter of fact, out. You know. And I didn't even catch it. We've got three here and one more there, so there's four eights. Okay, let's clarify the Eight of Cups. A Queen of Swords, so she's cutting out what doesn't ring true. She's cutting out what doesn't serve her. She is lifting her voice. She is speaking her truth. And we have a Page of Pentacles. This is somebody who is beginning to understand the material world a little better, more from like the standpoint of an adult. Okay, they haven't started really taking action, but they are understanding it, looking at it. The Page of Pentacles is studious, they're grounded, they're perseverant, they are systematic in how they go about their work. And we have an Ace of Pentacles. Nice. So I love this for this feminine, because we see here that this hard work is paying off. This hard work after an ending, a walking away, whatever this is that's happened, there is a sense of empowerment here. We've got a Queen of Swords sticking up for herself, you know. And what I like about the Queen of Swords in this reading compared to this kind of gossiping card, whatever was happening with the conflict in the group, what I like about it is that this is a more mature feminine energy. These are younger, and so there's a sense that there's a distance between this younger energy that's sort of careless or maybe doesn't, recognize consequences, and this Queen of Swords who is wielding her sword in a um, more responsible and powerful way to enact what's best for her, to um, I want to say justice, but I'm not really seeing justice here. I am seeing to manifest um, what she needs after experiencing something like this. And so what the feminine energy here on this side is walking toward is something in the material world. It might be abundance. It could be like a home. It could be a new wardrobe. It could be, um, you know, planting a garden. Traveling, seeing new places, vacationing, things like this. So as far as the quality of this counterpart relationship, or this just masculine feminine connection, if you will, yeah, there is a sense that there's a coming apart here. There's a waking up on the masculine side and a feeling like, wanting to take some kind of action. This is new too for this masculine with these night energies, with this night energy here. Acting on a feeling of love, acting on passion. So too is this seeing things from another perspective. When we see something from a new perspective, it's like we've never seen it in that way before. And so it's nice to think that as we age, we can always have these moments. I hope I always have this moment of going, wow, who knew? I do associate it often, though, just when I think about my daughter and younger people. There are so many aha moments as people are maturing. You see that a lot. I think being able to keep your mind open and continue seeing from a new perspective as you get older is a beautiful thing. So if you're an older masculine and this is resonating for you, kudos for this. This is very cool. I love that. I love the sense of being realistic. I love the sense that a masculine here is getting more in touch with, the intuition and the feelings. I was speaking on this a little earlier in a different reading. This is something that masculine energies sometimes have to work at, not all the time. Sometimes masculine energies have to work at being, more in touch with the feelings. So I see self-empowerment on both sides, but there is a sense of separation here. Masculine seems to be going within to find his or their way forward. Feminine over here, the indication is that there is a clear movement toward something in the material realm with that Ace of Pentacles. Let's just we'll get a couple more cards here. We'll get like 3 more. Just, yeah, so there's that up in the head. There's the Tower coming down. And there's a reversed 3 of Swords. Well, if we needed any confirmation, there you have it. I'm not even going to say anything about that. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. If this is resonating for you, let's go ahead and get a couple message cards. This will help you to know how you might move ahead. Okay, what kinds of things you can do, attitudes you can cultivate, etc. with these oracle cards. So believe. You're being asked to fully believe in yourself and your dreams. It's time for the idea that's lived inside your heart to be brought into the world so others can benefit from it. Believe that you can bring it to life, and you will do exactly that. All right, it's a nice message. And we've got presence. You're being asked to spend more time in the present moment, to stop ruminating about the past or longing for the future. Your life is happening right now, and when you're not present for it, you miss all of its beauty. Okay, well, that's your reading. Thank you, Spirit. Bye for now.